Hello again, YouTube. This is my second attempt at creating a bending video. My first one just wasn't good enough. I started rambling like I am now. But yeah, let's not worry, let's go on. Bending. I've got a C major diatonic harmonica, MS blues harp. Apparently these are very easy to bend on. I don't know if that's the truth. Probably in my experience that is the truth, but it doesn't matter, I'm rambling again, stop it. Right, what is bending? How do we use it? Well, let's start with that. What is bending? Bending is changing the note that you're playing. Now you can only, with standard draw and blow bends, you can only bend the note down. So even with a blow bend up at the top end, which you're probably not going to get into until you've dealt with the draw bends, you can only bend a note down. So that's worth remembering. So the way I started, I looked on YouTube. I looked at a load of instructional videos about how bending works, and I think it didn't really help me an awful lot. The best thing that I did was to get a note and then start playing with it. And eventually you get to a point where you're saying, oh, that was a bend. That's brilliant. And it opens doors. And then you start being able to get it properly. And that's a really it gives you a lot of motivation, I think. But as for how you do it, I think the most common ways that it's suggested is to work with the back of your tongue and rather than the tip, and pull it down, create a larger space so that the air flows in a different way to how you're playing it normally. When I started playing, for example, the two draw, I always hit bend, or you couldn't really play the two draw. So I was playing, and it was because my natural mouth position, I've got a big fat stupid tongue, which is great for other things but not for necessarily a harmonica. Your natural note on a two draw for me was an F sharp, which is a half step down, and that was difficult. And now with a lot of practice, it's okay. You can get that note, but it wasn't a natural note. Okay, so how do you drill these? There's two things I think that are worth knowing about when you drill with bends, because you've got to practice. There's no two ways about it. You're not going to get it unless you practice as often as you can. Is to just practice bending it from a note, bend down, and then back up again. Just do that. Try, once you've got that and once you're okay with that, add a bit of percussion. That's going to be helpful later on, and it will help you distinguish between the two notes, like for example. The other thing is once you've got that, is to go to try and pop into those bent notes, to not have to go down into them, not have to go, to be able to pop straight into that note and then come up, which is another kind of confidence building thing, to go. Didn't quite get it there, but anyway, we'll try it in the two draw. So to go from that low note up to a higher note is a handy thing. Just a quick note on the 3 draw. It's very, very tricky. It's trickier than any other, for me anyway, any other bend, whether it's blow or draw. Really tricky to get those 3 distinct bent notes on it. But actually that's the point. We'll run through that quickly. The 1 draw bends a half step. The 2 draw bends a half step and a whole step. The 3 bends a half step, a whole step, and a step and a half. The 4 bends a half step. The 5 doesn't really bend. You get a kind of doigt effect out of it. So it kind of wants to bend, but it doesn't. It doesn't bend a whole step. The 6 bends a half step. We'll leave the blow bends. But the 6 is kind of tricky as well, actually, and I find it difficult to get a nice sound out the 6 draw, particularly on C harmonica. Now drills, obviously a great way of practicing, but the other way is to try and fit it into a riff that you've got, or a scale or something. One of the first blues scales I learned, I'm not even sure if it's a real blues scale, is 6 blow, 5 draw, 4 draw, 4 draw bent, 4 blow, 3 draw, 2 draw. So it's 6 blow, 5 draw, 4 draw, 4 draw bent, 3 draw, 2 draw. Like I said, I'm not sure that's a real blues scale, but it sounds something like this. It's got a nice kind of bluesy sound to it, but that will teach you to get a distinct bent note in amongst regular blow and draw notes. The other handy one is the cotton riff. I think it's called by a lot of people. Starts on 4 draw, 3 draw, 4 blow, which is just. Yeah, I mean, you've probably heard it a lot if you listen to blues music, but you can, every other time you play it, you can slap a bent note in it, a pop bent note. So just go. A bit messy, but yeah. So 4 draw, 3 draw, 4 blow, 4 draw bent, 3 draw, 4 blow, and just practice it, because it's useful for playing, and it's useful for practicing your bends, and it's useful for just playing something that's a little bit musical. Okay, I think that's about it. It's probably running out of time, or I've probably rambled on a bit too much, but thanks for watching, and I hope that's helped.